is there an element of just happy to not be on the road a little bit when you have a couple of away games like that? It must take its toll after a while.
Yeah, but it's the championship, I suppose. It is good to be back home, and hopefully we can put a good performance and ultimately get a good result for the fans and for ourselves as well. So yeah, it's good to be back.
Yeah. Liam was just saying a couple of days ago he was trying to ban the word frustration because it just seems to be what is being used by players, staff, everybody, that you're not getting quite what you deserve at the moment. Yeah,
of course, but that's life, that's football. You don't always get what you deserve. We've played some good football, but ultimately we haven't got the results. We haven't probably scored the goals, and we've been giving away sloppy goals as well. And that's the crux and crannies of it, really. And that's something we want to improve, definitely. I think there is been improvement that we can sort of see it within the group, but it's just about going out there and producing it, and that's what we're paid to do.
Yeah, and you know, coaches will always say, well, you just keep doing the same things, and sooner or later it'll turn. I would imagine as a player, the longer it keeps going, the harder it is to just keep doing the same thing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but there's been the gaffer's come in with his staff and instill the right belief in what we want to do, and all the lads are really believing in it. And we definitely think it will turn. It's just about, like I say, us making it happen, us scoring the goals, us putting that final part of the jigsaw together to get a really good performance and a good result.
Yeah, you obviously work hard on the training ground as a unit to try and create the chances and then take them. Is it just a case of keeping on doing that, or is it when you get a slightly lucky one, then all of a sudden that confidence will start returning?
Yeah, I think it's a bit of both. I think we're certainly getting a lot more chances now than we have recently, I think. So I'd be more concerned if we weren't getting the chances and getting in those positions. It's just now on the individuals, on ourselves, on us as a collective, that when we do get in there, just to maybe have that composure or take that extra pass or just finish first time, something like that. Just little bits that can probably be the turning point and get us those goals and get us those results we need.
Yeah, I guess every player has their own sort of method for doing that. Some like to be instinctive, some have it all planned out in their head. Where are you on that sort of line?
I don't know. I'm probably more of an instinctive player, something sort of just being a box-to-box midfielder. I think things just drop into you in the box. I think that's more where I come alive, I think. And hopefully I can, like I say, we were just talking off air there about getting more goals and assists as well, because I'm getting in the chances as well. I'm just, maybe it's not just dropping from me, or maybe it isn't. I just got to make that happen myself as well.
And I guess with the sort of the way the system's been tweaked a little bit in recent weeks, you're certainly finding yourself a little bit higher at the pitch than you were at the start of the season.
Yeah, and I'm really enjoying it, to be honest. The gaffer's been great with me individually, getting me in those positions, getting me in goal and scoring positions. It's just, like I say, down to me now, going and putting it in the back of the net. And that's obviously the hardest part, but it's something I'm really relishing, and I think I will definitely get on the score sheet more.
Yeah, and is that a big part of what you were hoping for when you came here? Because you've generally scored pretty well when you were at Derby for a box-to-box midfield.
Yeah, look, I know. I certainly know I have the capabilities of scoring goals and getting assists, and I think the way football's going now, that's a big part of it as well. If you want to be a top midfielder, you've got to be adding those sort of contributions to your game. And not only that, I want to be performing well, I want to be helping the team and sort of running games as well. So it's a bit of both. I just want to keep enjoying it and keep getting those positions.
Yeah, absolutely. Sunderland this weekend, then, a team that had a little bit of a bad enough time that they changed the manager, but you look at them individually and as a side, they've got some real threats there.
Yeah, they've got a really good team. We've watched a couple of their games back, and they look a really good outfit. They've got a lot of 1v1 talents that can hurt you. So we're going to have to be on our top game as well, and hopefully, like I say, we're at home. Hopefully the fans and everyone will be there right with us, and it'll be a great day hopefully for us, and we get 3 points.
Yeah, and because you've got the sort of the busy Christmas fixtures coming up, all of a sudden you get a good result, a little bit of confidence goes flowing through you. The table could look very different in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's why there's obviously pressure on ourselves. We, as individuals, we want to win, we want to put pressure on ourselves, but there's always the next game, and we just got to make sure that's Saturday and we get the result that everyone wants.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
How do you think you've, what we now, 21 games this season? From when you arrived in the summer to where you are now, how do you think you've progressed yourself as a player compared to last season, say?
I think I've definitely progressed this season. I think it was important for me to get back into the Championship and play that level of football. I'm happy to have played the games I've played so far. I think, like I say, there's always room for improvement, goals and assists.
Is that the main thing? Or are there other sort
I think that's
less
sort of
obvious things to us, for example?
probably less obvious things. It's hard to say here, but it's tactically, technically, you can always improve. Goals and assists will come when you improve those aspects of your game. So I think from the outside looking in, you see goals and assists, and that's what everyone wants to see. That's what I want to see as well. But there's obviously patterns and stuff that you got to improve before that happens. So no, I think I've done well. Hopefully everyone thinks I've done well, but there's definitely more to come from me.
On Tuesday's game, the manager made an interesting comment where after the first goal, he said that the team were maybe too emotional, having conceded, and you were kind of the inference, I guess, where you were almost trying to force things a bit too much rather than. I just wondered from a playing perspective how you saw that.
I think he was right. I think we sort of lost for maybe the last 10 minutes of the second or the first half. We just lacked a bit of discipline maybe and when chasing when it was maybe not on. And I think second half, when goals change games obviously. So when we get that goal in the second half and we sort of got after it, got a bit more aggressive as well, we sort of came on top. But I think we were talking as a group, that's probably the way we need to start games. We need to be throughout the games, be that little bit more aggressive, but with the discipline as well. And no, the gaffer's right. What he says, it's about controlling that emotion, because everyone's competitive, everyone wants to win, but it's about not going too emotional where you lack the sort of discipline and lose the sight of the game plan. Which
must be hard to do, and I think you and kind of the type of player you are, is that especially hard for you? Like for a centre back, it's sort of naturally controlled aggression, is it? But you're kind of full systems go all the time.
Yeah,
so how do you kind of rein that in a little bit?
Well, it's tough. It's something I'm always working on. Not always here, but I've been doing it as well when I was at Derby and before that. I'm an emotional guy, so I think I said it when I first came here. I just love what I'm doing and I'm trying to do the best, and sometimes that boils over. But that's football, and I think there's good and bad in that. It's just like I say, controlling that so you're at a good even state of mind so you can produce when you need to produce.
Could you also give an insight into the kind of the dressing room at the moment? Sorry to sort of make you unofficial spokesperson for the group as a whole, but how have you kind of looked at this bunch of 6 games under the new head coach, how it's gone and what should have happened? Like, how do you kind of feel it's been?
I think there's definitely been progression, because it's hard to say that when you haven't really got the results, but
almost like ignoring the results. Like, how do you kind of see
there's maybe a reality and perspective kind of scenario going on. I think we definitely as individuals have maybe made wrong decisions or not finished chances where we needed to, and that ultimately looks like a bad result, and it is. That's what the game's about, getting the results. But I think there definitely is progression in how we're playing and how we're trying to play. But we need to marry that with the results, because that's what matters at the end of the day. So I think there will be good times. We just got to keep pushing through and keep doing the right things.
And like, how much of it is, because Rob Dickey said something interesting last week, where it's like kind of you have to be patient, but at the same time you've also got to go and do it.
No, of course. We can't just keep saying there's going to be a next game. We need to make things happen, and that's not on the management. That's on us as players, on us as a group, because we're obviously, like I say, competitive people. We want to win, and that's what we got to do. We got to go out Saturday and give everything to get that result. Whether that's win ugly or win the way we want to play, it's just about getting the result and hopefully perform well. But first and foremost, getting the result.
You were subbed off on Tuesday. It was the first time. I just wondered kind of how you felt about that. Obviously you're going to be annoyed because you want to stay on the pitch, but did you understand the decision basically? I understand it. I respect everything the gaffer does, so if he thinks it's right to take me off, that's fine. Obviously I want to play the whole time, and I'm sure he knows that. So no, look, it is what it is. I'm happy to support the team in any way, and hopefully they'll be playing as much as possible. And in terms of the penalty box stuff, have you kind of been working overtime on that in any way, or is it just kind of the same process? I think we all have. I think, like I say, we're getting in those positions. It's just repetitions on the training pitch, getting in those positions, scoring the goals, and I think it will come. Look, you always have periods in your career, strikers, midfielders, that you're not hitting the back of the net as much as you possibly can, but you just keep going and you'll get through it at the end. Is there any sort of players you look to in your position as like reference points or anything like that?
I don't know really. I try and look at everyone really. I look people in the Premier League, people in the Championship as well that are doing well. You just got to see what they're doing and how you can sort of take little snippets of that as well. But no, I just, more often than not, to be honest, I just focus on myself and try and improve and speak to the manager, speak to the staff and see what we can do better for me to get more into those positions and get more goals, get more assists, play better, always.
Cheers, Jason. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Hi, Jason. You obviously have been playing a bit further forward recently, kind of in one of the two number 10s. I just wondered how much you feel that suits your game and whether you think going forward that is kind of where you can see the best out of you almost.
Well, yeah, the more involved I can be, the better I think for myself. Maybe that's just me being a bit selfish. I want to be on the ball and stuff and impact games that way. I think I've really enjoyed it. I think I've done quite well there. I've probably wanted to be doing a bit better as well. So there's always room for improvement, but I do enjoy it. I think I probably labelled myself maybe as a box-to-box midfielder, but I'm not sure you see many of them anymore. So I've had to adapt quite a bit throughout my career. But like I've said it quite a number of times, if I'm playing, I'm happy enough. So I'll try to keep doing that.
Yeah, and one who's been kind of playing in the other number 10, or maybe instead of you at times, is Andy Vyman. Obviously, he's at kind of the other end of his career. I just wondered how much advice he's given you on the role and just in general since you.
Well, yeah, he's been great with me ever since I come in, and he's been a real skipper and a good friend as well. So no, he's been great. Obviously, he's had a really good career. He's still going well, and he's done really well in the Championship as well. So I can always learn from him, and he's someone who not long ago scored 20 odd goals in the Championship. So it's definitely someone I can look to take snippets and improve as well.
Yeah, just for you, still obviously only 22, regular international. You must obviously have your sights set on the Premier League. You seem really ambitious. That must just be kind of the holy grail for you in time. Yeah,
absolutely. I think, look, if you play football, that's where you want to play. That's definitely my objective. I know it's the club's objective, and that's what everyone's got their sights on. We just got to put in the groundwork now and keep improving, keep hopefully getting the results, and we'll strive for that as well.
And another midfielder that came in the summer is Taylor Gardner-Hickman. He's been another one who's really progressed so far this season. I just wondered how you've seen his progression so far.
Yeah, Taylor's been a really good player. Come from West Brom, I remember him there as well. He's full of energy, always on the go. He's a good lad around the place as well. So no, he's been a good addition. And I think as well with the compact like festive fixtures as well, it's we've got good numbers in midfield as well, so no, it's good to see everyone in there.
Yeah, and I think just watching you, I know we always feel this kind of bit bewildered and confused at just how much stamina you've got in these matches. I just wondered, is that something you've always had going back? You've always had that ability to just run and run?
It's probably, yeah, the ability as well, but I think it's more of just a willingness, because look, you got to give everything. When I signed for this club, I told them that I'd give everything, and that's my word. So I won't let that die. So every time I get out there and get the opportunity to play for the club, I'll try and do my best and work my hardest.